I am irritated and upset. As we all know, the rumor that Daniel Ricciardo will be replaced by Liam Lawson for the rest of the Red Bull season seems to be true. By the way that Ricciardo was acting at the end of the Singapore race and him outwardly saying that it might be his last chance in Formula 1, most fans are pretty upset about how Red Bull's going about this. They won't just come out and admit that they're replacing Ricciardo, which is not only frustrating to us, but you have to think about him as well. So that's what I'm here to talk about today. Hello, my name is Dakota Sage, welcome to my channel. I usually don't make 2 Formula 1 videos in a row, but there seems to be a lot to talk about all of a sudden. Red Bull is doing everything wrong right now. Their car sucks, so they're not winning, and everybody and their mother wants them to replace Checo Perez, but they won't do it because he has too many sponsorships and he brings in too much money. Literally last week, I was defending their decision to keep Checo Perez, but now I'm starting to question it. I try to look at every conclusion logically, but right now I'm just not seeing any logic. Perez is a marketing move because he brings in so much money from Mexico and from sponsorships. But Daniel Ricciardo, one of the most likable guys on the entire grid, isn't marketable? There's other Australian drivers on the grid, so F1 doesn't need Ricciardo to keep a hold of that audience. And I'm sure that Liam Lawson is a really nice guy, but he's not Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo is so likable that he could actually do all the heavy lifting for promoting the entire league, especially because he gets along so well with the other drivers. Like when people say that Verstappen is heartless and cruel and a dirty driver, they throw him in a video with Ricciardo because he helps get people out of their shells and show their true personalities. Like, I just don't understand why Formula 1 doesn't want to keep him around. I also know that Ricciardo said he doesn't want to be a reserve driver, so if he can't get a starting role, he's thinking about pursuing things like NASCAR. And honestly, come to NASCAR because they have a race that's about an hour and a half away from my house, and I will show up just for Daniel Ricciardo. But that's what I mean, a lot of people just like him. There's a lot of fans that got involved with Formula 1 because of Daniel Ricciardo. And I am biased because Ricciardo is one of my favorite drivers. But like I said in my last video, I do think that he has more to give in this league. At a time in his career where he knows he's close to retirement, Ricciardo seems like he would be happy sitting beside Max Verstappen, helping him win a World Drivers' Championship and contributing to a Constructors' Championship. But Red Bull and VCarb won't even admit what they're going to do. There's been no confirmation about anything. I don't know if they're waiting to see how the public reacts to Ricciardo potentially leaving, or if they just want to scrap the season and throw Lawson in so that he has more practice before 2025, or if there's just so many rookies next season that they want people to get to know Lawson before they have to learn about the other rookies as well. But I do know that the way that Red Bull has gone about this is so disrespectful and cowardly. Ricciardo has had 32 podiums, 8 wins, and over 1,300 points for your teams, and this is how you're treating him? And I'm not saying that he shouldn't be replaced, because everyone has to be replaced at some point, and if Lawson's gonna perform better, let him take the seat. And Daniel Ricciardo can say that he's at peace with what happened and that Singapore might be his last race, but I'm not. This guy is crying, doesn't want to leave the paddock, and potentially saved your star driver's championship that's only threatened because you can't fix a car, and you're not even going to let him finish out the rest of the season? Or at the very least, tell him what's going on? Christian Horner, Helmut Marko, countless other people that work for Red Bull and VCarb, somebody has got to grow a pair of fucking balls and treat Daniel Ricciardo with the dignity that he deserves, regardless of whether you use him for the rest of the season or not. It's actually embarrassing.
I'm Daniel Ricciardo and I'm a car mechanic. Wettest, and then is there a B you're looking at? That's a really big one.
It was a big old B.
Ricciardo is a lot closer to Sergio Perez coming out of that chicane. There are 5 laps to go, and there goes Daniel Ricciardo on Sergio Perez, moves up into second place, goes onto the grass, almost gets hit by Perez. Vettel almost gets down the inside of Sergio Perez. Ricciardo stays in second place.
You've won the Canadian Grand Prix. Well done, your first win. Wow.
The man with the biggest smile in Formula 1 is going to have a grin as wide as the St. Lawrence Seaway this evening. The celebrations for Daniel Ricciardo are going to be absolutely massive.
Yeah, I think because I just have amazing
natural abilities. I'm the epitome of human high performance. It's just hard. It's just hard to be humble. It's really hard.
It's real sweat? It's real sweat. I'm a high performance athlete. Athletes sweat. Sweat, baby. Sweat, sweat.
To try and defend and force Ricciardo the long way round once again, and it was the right move. But now Ricciardo's got the inside line, and down into turn 3, Lewis Hamilton's brave defence of second place comes to an end, and Ricciardo, can he now chase after Alonso and take a second win of the season? 3 laps to go then, we're on board with the man in second place. And he's now looking at Fernando Alonso, and down the inside goes Daniel Ricciardo. Alonso tries to fight, but he just hasn't got the traction out of turn 2, and Ricciardo once more leads this Hungarian Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo now comes to take the checkered flag and win for a second time in Formula 1. Daniel Ricciardo wins the Hungarian Grand Prix.
P5 for the teammates. Awesome job.
Yeah. I that last lap.
It's Red Bull's 50th win in Formula 1. It's Ricciardo's 3rd win in 6 races. He wins the Belgian Grand Prix.
This was one that was alright. Man's had a good moustache. It might be that I'm not able to grow. This is like as far as it goes, so. And he had good eyebrows as well. So.
The 2 chaps to the left of you have got I think a combined age of 40, if my maths are right. I was just wondering if you have...
What about that?
Is it? I was just wondering
It's not that.
Oh, okay. I think the maths are right.
What's funny? What's going on here?
He's crying! Ricciardo wins the Malaysia Grand Prix.
Well done, Daniel. Fantastic. Fantastic. You deserve that. Well done.
Yeah. Well, I need a drink. Really, baby.
Daniel Ricciardo's in that fight, and Nico Hülkenberg as well. And Massa's getting swallowed up by the pack. And down the inside goes Daniel Ricciardo. What a move from the Australian. He's picked up a couple of places in one corner. Baku will see him back on the top step of the podium. Daniel Ricciardo, he wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
How do you feel being the funniest driver on the grid?
I thank you. I am very funny. I agree. Also very good looking.
Down that back straight, Ricciardo goes for it from a long way back. This would be sensational if he makes it, and you know what? He has made it. Daniel Ricciardo came from absolutely nowhere. There's no stopping him at times. Here we go. Bottas covers it off, but he can't cover it off totally. Ricciardo somehow finds a gap there to take the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo retired from 4 of the last 6 races. He had a turbo failure in practice. He very nearly missed out on qualifying. He has made every single opportunity that's come his way today. Ricciardo wins the Chinese Grand Prix.
You have to leave it on there for a while. That's beautiful. I can't flex too much. Fernando looks old.
Daniel.
It's not. That's childish.
Once upon a time he had the win taken away from him through no fault of his own. Today in Monte Carlo, it's redemption day for Daniel Ricciardo. He wins the Monaco Grand Prix.
Amazing. I don't know how you did that, Daniel. Incredible.
Only tomorrow. Redemption. Netflix are a real bunch of cunts, aren't they?
Is he okay?
He left Red Bull, he went to Renault, he's gone to McLaren, he's going to get the victory now. It's McLaren and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix.
Boy, they're in full flood of joy and glory, and boy, I cannot wait till the green lights go out.
I don't know, I haven't seen it. Probably, if you've asked me, then it must look shit.
Right. Okay, love you, Pete.
Yeah. All right, gangster.
Deep down, I knew this was going to come. So, thanks for having my back, and for anyone who thought I left. I never left. Just moved aside for a while.